Roseburg baseball is coming up on The Score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for Roseburg High School baseball here this afternoon on The Score. The Roseburg Indians coming off of a tough week last week, dropping 3 consecutive games against the Sheldon Irish. They look to try and bounce back as they continue Southwest Conference play this week. It's 3 games against the South Medford Panthers. Always a tough matchup and a good battle between these two clubs. And we get it started here today with a single 7-inning contest coming up at Champion Car Wash Field. Beautiful day for baseball, and it's great to have you with us here for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. I'm Joey Keeran. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That's Roseburg Disposal. Coming up here during the pregame show, we will get you ready for today's matchup. We'll get a chance to hear from head coach Troy Thompson on our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We'll have that coming up here in just a moment. We'll also break down the matchup and tell you where these teams have been and get you starting lineups as we get ready for first pitch. It's coming up here as we count down to the first pitch of today's ball game. Stick around. We'll have that interview with Coach Thompson here coming up. Want to remind everybody that today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. We encourage you to head to our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score, and hit that subscribe button, and you can get notified when we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High School sports here on The Score. So they got that option for you if you want to follow along with the action with us here today. All right, we are going to go ahead and get to that first break of the pregame show. And when we come back, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson of the Roseburg Indians. It's Roseburg and South Medford getting ready to square off today here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It's time now for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Joining us is Coach Troy Thompson as the Roseburg Indians get ready for yet another Southwest Conference Series, taking on South Medford. Game 1 here 2 more coming up this weekend down in Medford. Before we get to that, though, Coach, coming off, it was a tough week, and first time this team has kind of seen some adversity like this, where there's a string of losses coming together here. And, as you guys get ready for this one, just trying to turn the page and be able to kind of maybe refresh the brains, refresh the mindset. Is there you've been at it a long time, and I know I think if you had the answer, you'd be probably making money at the higher level, right? But what's the best way that you guys try to, maybe turn the page, try to put it behind you, and move on and get better from it?
Well, that's just it. You can't sugarcoat the results from last week. There's no doubt about that. So you got a couple options. You can hope it gets better and play better and have a better result, or you can come together and work at it and as a group decide you want to do something about it. So we spent some time yesterday at practice deciding what we wanted to do. And the great thing about baseball, as you know through the years, is you get a chance to play again until it's your last game. We get to get back on the field here today, and like I said before, the sun came up, and the day is here that we get to do it again. So hopefully we can take some lessons that we learned last week. They were hard lessons to learn, and we earned them for sure. And like I've said before, like I said last week, don't take anything away from Sheldon. They played very, very well and did a lot of positive things for themselves. So hopefully we learned something from that. We can come out here today against, another very good, very tough, very traditionally strong league opponent in South Medford. So, our work's cut out for us for sure, but hopefully we decide to do something about it and pull ourselves up a little bit and give ourselves a chance to play better and hopefully have a better result because of it.
You mentioned kind of learning some lessons from those games. What do you feel like the biggest takeaway was from that series? Is it minor adjustments that just need to be made? Were there some glaring things that kind of stood out to you guys?
I think more than anything, just mentally, we need to stay focused throughout, pitch to pitch. I haven't seen that out of this group yet this year. Kind of our lack of focus at times defensively was something we hadn't seen or dealt with, or we hadn't, gone through at that point, and we showed that on Saturday. So we talked about that, addressed that, pitch to pitch, out to out, inning to inning, and pretty soon they add up to 7 innings or a ball game. So we've got to make sure we can stay mentally focused and mentally tough for the time that we're at the ball field, and that doesn't start just when you're at the ball field. It's got to start in your pregame and your practices before your games, and hopefully, like I said yesterday, we had a good go and came out and had a good practice. So if those things can translate to game day, then hopefully good things happen for you. But there's no magic, there's no cure. It's fun when it's fun, and winning is fun, and kids get excited, and that's great. When you're not having success, that kind of you can learn a lot from that, and what's going to define your players and your team as to moving forward, what we can expect and what we can work with. But and hopefully, like I said, we can work on some of those things here today and come out and play well, and work on the things like you asked about, what glaring things. We had pretty good offensive days on those days, but we didn't score a ton of runs. We pitched it okay, but not well enough to stay in games, or pitch counts got too high for our starters and we had to make some moves. We got to be better there, and obviously we got to be better defensively. It may not have shown up with a ton of errors on the board. I think we had 4 on the day Saturday, but the physical errors combined with the mental errors we had that day certainly led to the results we got, or helped lead to the results we got. That and a very good performance by Sheldon. So we'll focus on us like we always try to do, and come out here today, like I said, against a very good South Medford team that's playing well and coming off a big win for them on Saturday against Willamette. So it doesn't get any easier, like I said.
Nope, the grind continues here in the Southwest Conference, that's for sure. You mentioned South Medford coming off of a nice win against Willamette, the team that's currently leading the conference standings. And, it's some familiar names, it looks like, on the other side, guys that feel like they've been there for about 6-7 years, it feels like. But when you see this club that Josh Booty brings in, a guy that's been there for a while, obviously you're familiar with what he wants to do and what they're doing over there. But what are some of the things that have stood out maybe about South Medford so far this year?
They're big and physical. They're a physical group. I think they have 8, 9, maybe even up to like 10 seniors. So they've been there a while. Some of those are first-year players for them at the varsity level, but a number of them have been, quality starters in this league for several years. So I think they had some health issues early with some injury type things, working on getting guys back and getting them all on the field. But of course, they're all healthy today, I'm sure. So they've been a good program for several years. Had a nice run, I think it was last year in the playoffs, played deep into it. And, they expect to do that. So they have very good starting pitching, and we'll see that here today as well and into the weekend as we move into the weekend when we get there. But they'll be good on the mound. They have a returning catcher that's been a good player for them as well. So, they're solid and where you'd hope to be solid in a baseball team. And I expect good things out of South Medford, and hopefully we can compete with that here today and the rest of the week.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time and the breakdown of things here today. Good luck out there.
Thanks, Joey.
That is Coach Troy Thompson joining us on the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We will come back after our final break and get you ready for Game 1 in this 3-game series this week between the Indians and the Panthers here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
It's time now to take a look at our Southern Septic Service starting lineups as we get ready for today's ball game. For head coach Josh Moody in his 7th season with the Panthers, his starting 9 will have Keegan Painter, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Easton Douglas, the catcher, batting second. Jacob Lewis, the center fielder, will bat third, followed by Jedediah Robertson, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Dalton Rutgers, the second baseman, will hit fifth. Randy Patrick at third base, batting sixth. Hitting seventh is Max Ilhe, and he is the starting pitcher. The DH, Cole Johannes, will be the pitcher, and then Johannes is the DH. He's batting eighth, and Grady Clark is the 9-hitter in the lineup for South Medford. First pitch in. Clark is starting in left field. First pitch in for the starting pitcher. That is Danner Wirtz. It's in for strike one as we are underway. There's a ball sharply hit towards left field, and the second pitch of the ball game will be knocked down in left field by Nick Ruiz, and in with a stand-up double out at second base will be Keegan Painter, the leadoff batter in the lineup for South Medford. Let's take a look at the defense for Roseburg here in this one. It'll be Amos Bowers behind the plate, Brady Popkin out at first, Mason Young at second. On the left side of the diamond, A.J. Black at third, and Paxton Burke at short. Get you the rest in a moment. The first pitch is high. Ball one. To the two-hitter, Easton Douglas, the catcher, batting with a man at second base and nobody out. 1-0 count for Danner Wirtz, facing the left-handed batter. And that pitch is in the dirt. 2-0 count. Looking at the rest of the defense there for the Indians, Nick Ruiz in left field, Christian Corba in center, and Fletcher Coleman out in right field for the Tribe. 2-0 pitch, grounder right side. Mason Young, it's out of his reach into right field, and the Panthers will strike first on a ball bounding through the right side of the infield. That ball just misplayed at second base, just a bounding ball, and didn't get in front of it. Thought he'd have a chance to stab at it, and could not come up with the play at second base for Mason Young. That'll go down as an error. It does drive in a run. It is 1-0 already. South Medford in front. First pitch, a strike against Jake Lewis, the 3-hitter. Man at first, nobody out. Quick start here for the Panthers in this one. Ball fouled away for strike 2. On the mound, Danner Wirtz for the Roseburg Indians. Pickoff throw to first base, not in time. Oh, 2 count at the plate right now for Lewis. He fouls it back for strike. He keeps it an 0-2 count. Danner Wirtz, the big right-handed freshman. Make that sophomore. This is his second season here at the varsity level for the Indians after his freshman campaign last year, earning all-conference honors. Another pickoff throw to first base, not in time. Checking in on Easton Douglas over there, who reached on an error and helped drive around the first run of the ball game for the Panthers. They lead at 1-0 here in the top of the first. 0-2 pitch is fought off by the batter, Jake Lewis. Danner Wirtz on the season, the sophomore, 4-2, 35 2/3 innings. He's got a 2.94 ERA, 38 strikeouts, 15 walks on the season. He'll miss low and outside. The runner going to second base, tagged down, not in time. So pitch in the dirt, wild pitch, moving Douglas up 90 feet into scoring position. Still nobody out. A 1-2 count for Lewis. Breaking ball just missing low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danner delivers a ball that it gets fouled away down the third base side. Jake Lewis, the 3-hitter in the lineup, has been putting up a fight here. He has fouled off a number of pitches. He's been at 2 strikes against him since the second pitch of the at-bat, and he has fouled off about 4 more pitches, it seems like. He's at least seen 4 more. The 2-2 pitch, outside. The count will go full. Full count pitch to Jake Lewis. It's a sharp one towards shortstop, picked up by Burke. He will throw it across to Painter. They throw back to second base. Out at second base, Easton Douglas got back to the bag after the ball hit to the shortstop. But as he saw the throw go to first, he took a secondary push off the bag after getting back. Almost got caught off the bag, dives back in safely. 1 out on the hard ground ball to shortstop by Lewis. Jedediah Robertson will bat. Jetty takes a pitch out low and outside, out at second base. Douglas got a good read on it, had a big lead. Rushes back to the bag as Bowers did a good job of keeping that ball in front of him, using the chest protector to keep it there. 1-0 game already. South Medford in front, top of the first. Pitch in for a strike from Wirtz to Robertson. One out. Man in scoring position for the Panthers. Danner Wirtz trying to get through this first inning. The 1-1 is fouled back. A 1-2 count. Comes in just a bit high. The count will go to 2-2. Robertson batting in the cleanup spot. Pick off, look back to second base. No throw there by Wirtz. Two balls, two strikes. Danner delivers. Gets into a sky one out towards right field. Charging in. Camped underneath it. Coleman will make the catch. He sends it back in. He overthrows, but it'll go towards third where A.J. Black's able to field it. Missed the cutoff man, but does get it to his target at third base. There's two away. Going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher. They wait until 2 outs to do so, so he can now head to the dugout. Easton Douglas can start getting himself ready.
Second baseman number 1, Dalton Rutgers.
Not sure if that's 15 or 16 that came in. Was that 15 or 16? 16, Luke Nash that came in to run out at second base. That ball hit to right field. Coming in and making the grab, Fletcher Coleman initially took a step back, had to charge in. He does get there in time for the final out. So they'll leave a man stranded, and South Medford will take advantage of an error in the first inning to get a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first. We'll come back with a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back for the bottom of the first inning. It's a 1-0 lead. South Medford in front. Let's take a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians, led by Coach Troy Thompson. It'll be Paxton Burke leading things off, the shortstop, followed by right fielder Fletcher Coleman. Center fielder Christian Corbo will bat third, followed by the pitcher Danner Wirtz hitting cleanup. Third baseman A.J. Black batting fifth. The left fielder Nick Ruiz will bat sixth. At first base, Brady Popkin batting seventh, hitting eighth as the catcher Amos Bowers, and the second baseman Mason Young will round out the starting at 9 for the Indians. They will face off against a right-hander in Max Ilhe. Get you his numbers here in a second. First pitch from Ilhe is outside to the switch-hitting shortstop, Paxton Burke. And it's a 1-0 count to get things started. Hitting the inside corner, 1-1. Swinging a foul tip into the glove for strike two there for Burke. And Burke finds himself with a 1-2 count. Nobody on, leading things off in the bottom of the first. Roseburg trailing 1-0. A bounding ball to first base, fielded by Jetty Robertson. And that'll get things started for the Panthers here in the first inning defensively. So their starting pitcher here today is Max Ilhe. Ilhe on the mound. He's 2-3 on the season in 34 innings at 2.26 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 11 walks on the year for him. Faces the left-handed hitting Fletcher Coleman, who will take outside. Ball one. Roseburg starting things off with a couple of lefties to get things going. A little bit of a mix-up on the lineup card here today. Strike on a breaking ball from Ilhe hitting the outside corner to Fletcher Coleman. They kind of shuffled the deck a little bit for the Tribe on the batting order. The pitch low and inside, trying to generate a little bit of a spark for the offense after last week where they did all right, but they needed to do better against the Sheldon Irish. 2-1 pitch to Coleman. He hits a shot right back up the middle. Ducking out of the way is Ilhe. That'll be a one-out single for Fletcher Coleman. Rockets one right back up the middle. And Ilhe gets out of the way as that ball makes its way to center field. Taking a look at the defense for South Medford here in the bottom of the first. Behind the plate, you've got Easton Douglas. Jetty Robertson out at first. Dalton Rutgers at second. On the left side, Randy Patrick at third and Keegan Painter at short. In the outfield from left to right, it is Grady Clark, Jake Lewis, and Clayton Saul. Ground ball, chopper towards third. It is picked up. Throw to second for one. Relay to first. In time for the double play. Corbel will ground into the 5-4-3 double play. As they go around the horn, they get Coleman at second. And that will finish off things here in the first inning. Roseburg gets a man aboard, but a double play kills it. And we go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 South Medford in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM. And
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Top of the second inning, it is a 1-0 lead for South Medford. Danner Wirtz will fire a first pitch strike one to Randy Patrick, the third baseman, who leads things off here in the second inning. The 0-1. Slapped right side, and it is snagged at first base by Brady Popkin. Popkin at third base in the right spot, able to get his glove on it. I'm not sure if the first base cam is going to have that one for us. But Brady right there in the right spot. Oh, I went too far, but he was out of screen anyways, so just missing him there at first base. But he snags that one for the first out, one away. 1-0 count to start now to the 7-hitter, Max Ilhe. The pitcher takes for a 2-0 count. Danner Wirtz, a quick worker on the mound. I could use him to buy me an extra second or so if he would, but he won't. Ball in the air, right side. It'll be Mason Young, to retire Max Ilhe, the second baseman, right there with first baseman Brady Popkin. Either one could have made the grab, but Young calls off Popkin for the catch, 2 away. As Danner working quick here in the second inning. He's gotten the 6th and the 7th hitter. Now it'll be the DH, Cole Johannes, that will bat. A left-handed hitter. He takes in the dirt for ball one. Johannes batting for the right fielder, Clayton Saul. A 1-0 count. He swings through on an off-speed pitch for strike one. They've got A.J. Black playing right down the line at third base, expecting that Johannes might be behind on the offerings from Wirtz. He's going to hit it left side, but it's shallow out into the left center. It'll be the center fielder, and it is caught by Corba out in center field. You had the triumvirate of Ruiz, Corba, and Burke all getting there, but it looked like it might have a chance to land in between all three of them. Diving attempt, and Corba comes up with the play out in shallow left center. And that is a quick 1-2-3, top of the second inning for South Medford. And no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0. South Medford in front of Roseburg here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Well, we got some quick workers on the mound here today. We come back 2 pitches into the second inning. Danner Wirtz at the plate with a 2-0 count from Max Ilhe. Ilhe will miss, and it goes to 3-0 against Danner Wirtz. Both Wirtz and Ilhe, these guys, they get through their warm-up pitches quickly in between innings. Ball 4 straight pitches, so you didn't really miss anything. 4 straight pitches missing the zone. Danner Wirtz will draw a walk. He will get on. It is the first free pass from Ilhe here today. Man aboard, it'll be A.J. Black coming up to bat as they will send Rylan Glasser out to run for the pitcher.
Running at first base for Wirtz will be
so Glasser will take over at first. A.J. Black will come up to bat.
Number 15, A.J. Black.
Been moving quickly during the innings as well. Haven't really had a chance to tell you that our starting lineups that we got through there in the first inning, they were brought to you by Southern Septic Service. They're expecting a bunt out of A.J. Black here. And he will push one down the first base side, picked up by Ilhe. He will soft toss over to first base. Robertson is there. Up to second base goes Glasser on the sac bunt by A.J. Black. 1 away. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. 1 out, man into scoring position for the first time today for Roseburg. They trail 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging away. Ruiz will send it shallow right field, fighting the sun out there, but able to protect the eyes. Saul has it in right field. 2 down. Nick Ruiz swinging away at the first pitch. Just got underneath it a bit too much. And it's 2 down for Ilhe and the Panthers. They will face Brady Popkin, who will come up to bat, the first baseman. Popkin waits with a man out at second base. Glasser, good speed, could score on a base hit. First pitch in for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Popkin for strike 2. Ilhe out there on the mound, not an oversized guy. Right-hander. A new name, didn't recognize him from last year for the varsity level for South. There's a big lead out at second base by Glasser. He goes diving back in as Ilhe moves that direction but does not throw. Max is a junior for the Panthers. His 0-2 pitch to Popkin outside. South Medford coming in at 11-7 overall on the year. They are 6-6 in Southwest Conference play. They've won one consecutive. After losing the first two against Willamette in that three-game series last week, they got Game 3 on Saturday, the second game of the doubleheader. There's a pitch high and inside. 2-2 count here for Popkin. Roseburg, meanwhile, they have lost three straight. First three-game losing streak of the season. Roseburg's 10-6 on the year, 6-3 in Southwest Conference play. Illy with his 2-2. Gets a swing and a miss out of Popkin. And Roseburg will leave a man stranded out at second base as we go to the third inning. It's 1-0 South Medford on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
We're moving along quick into the third inning here in today's 7-inning contest. A reminder that Blazers basketball will be coming up when we wrap things up with our broadcast here. Blazers Game 5 must win as they take on the Spurs. Danner Wirtz, his first pitch is a breaking ball low for ball one against the 9-hitter Grady Clark, the left fielder. Top of the order waiting on deck, that is Keegan Painter, who started off the game with a double to left field. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Clark. Blazers got a win tonight, and they tip off at 6:30. We expect that we will get you there right around the start of that game. With the way this game's been going right now, we might get you there with plenty of time to get most of the pregame in, even. There's a pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now, I have completely jinxed everything, so here we go. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 2-1. Grounder foul, third base side. Clark will have a 2-2 count on the foul ball. I want to say thanks again to our pregame show sponsor, Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. 2-2 pitch from Wirtz. Soft liner towards short. It is snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Burke. The Lewis Clark State Warrior, going to be next year. He is committed to go play for Jeremiah Robbins at LC State. He drifts back into the outfield grass and snags that one out of the air. There's one down. As we go back to the top of the order, Keegan Painter will bat. He's got the only hit in the game so far for the Panthers. He got on base, and then an error helped get him around to third, and he would come in to score on that error as well. Takes inside for a 1-0 count. Keegan Painter on the year, batting .422 coming into today's action. That was his 5th double of the season as he takes for a 2-0 count. Danner. Fastball in for a strike, outer half towards the top of the zone. Painter in 18 games, 19 hits, 5 extra base hits, only 4 strikeouts. As he fouls one back for strike 2. 16 walks, 4 strikeouts this season for him. He's been hit by a pitch a team high 11 times this year. He's been an on-base guy. On-base average at .638. Check swing that is fouled down the first base side. It'll stay a 2-2 count with 1 out and nobody on base as Keegan Painter will circle around home and head back into the box. Beautiful sunny day here at the ballpark. Off speed, he couldn't get him to chase. The breaking ball outside and low. Keegan Painter able to lay off. 64 degrees at first pitch. Sunshine. We're expecting that we're probably kind of around our afternoon high temperature here. 3-2 pitch is to right field. Out in right field, able to track that ball through the afternoon sun. Fletcher Coleman will make the catch. There's 2 away. That'll bring up Easton Douglas, who had the ground ball through the right side. It was kind of a high bounding ball that Mason Young tried to stab out of the air, just didn't reach far enough, and it went by him into right field. That error allowed the run to score and gave South Medford a 1-0 lead. Douglas will take low and outside, a 1-0 count. Sunshine overhead. Might see some clouds start to roll in overnight here in the Umpqua Basin, but it's going to be a beautiful week here. May see a few raindrops over the weekend, but for the next couple of days, enjoy all of the sunshine and warmer temperatures up into the mid-70s. 1-1 count after a swing and a miss for Douglas. He pops this one straight up. Should be playable in foul territory. Giving chase, the third baseman, A.J. Black, will secure it. Almost overran it, but he makes the catch in foul territory and will be there for the out to get the Indians through things here in the top of the third. So that will finish things off. There was A.J. coming into the frame to make that catch. We'll go to the break. It is 1-0 South Medford in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the third inning, it'll be Bowers, Young, and Burke due up here for the Indians. The 8-9-1 hitters coming up, trailing 1-0. Illy on the mound, first pitch, high and tight, just out of the way at the last minute there for Bowers. He takes it for ball 1. That pitch rode in on him. Almost got him in the chin, it looked like, and so he was fortunate to get out of the way of that one. 2-0 count as he takes high and inside from Illy. The right-hander will wind and fire. Missing high again. The count goes to 3-0. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. 3-0 pitch. Hits the outside corner to Bowers. Amos trying to get going with the bat in his hands. Last week against Sheldon was 0 for 11 in that series. Tough week there for Amos. 3-1 pitch, up in the air, fouled away, and out of play. Giving chase was Robertson at first base, runs out of play. Heard about a nasty collision he had with a runner down the first base line earlier in the league season. Sounds like it got a little scary there for him. Good to see that he is out there and at first base for the Panthers. 3-2 pitch, grounded towards third. It goes off the glove for Patrick. It'll trickle towards the edge of the outfield grass. And staying at first base will be Bowers on the first error of the game for South Medford. Leadoff man on base.
Next batter will be the second baseman.
And Mason Young will come up to bat. No runner on for the catcher. I spoke too soon. Here we go. Heading down to first base is going to be Gregory. Dylan Gregory will come in as the courtesy runner. So runner at first with nobody out. Mason Young will bat. Roseburg in this situation back in the second inning laid down a sacrifice bunt. We'll play with the third baseman Patrick in, expecting the same, showing a bunt. Out at first base, Gregory got a huge secondary lead. The pitch went outside. Young wisely lays off. Out at first base, Gregory had that huge secondary lead and spun his tires trying to get back to the bag. Behind the plate, Easton Douglas couldn't quite handle the ball as it was low and outside. Bobbled it around a bit. If he had gotten that cleanly, he had a good chance to throw to first base to get the out. 1-0 count. Showing the bunt again. Young will foul it off as that pitch took him. It wasn't the bat that hit the ball. It was the ball that hit the bat. Showing that bunt. Hilly on the mound throws high and inside. Mason Young comes into today batting .300 on the season for the Indians. Looking to sacrifice himself here. The 1-1. He'll take inside. Up and out of his crouch quickly. Was Easton Douglas on that one as out at first base. Dylan Gregory, the courtesy runner for the catcher, gets back to the bag. A 2-1 pitch, low and outside. 3 balls and a strike for Mason Young. Top of the order, waiting on deck. Roseburg trying to make their way back into this one after trailing 1-0 since the first. Hilly delivers, and it's outside for ball 4. That's a walk. And Roseburg, for the first time today, has 2 runners on base. Second walk in the game for Hilly. Out at second base is Gregory. At first base, Young. And coming up the bat will be Paxton Burke. He grounded out on a sharp grounder to first base in his first at-bat. We get a mound visit. Let's go ahead and take a quick moment to pause for a station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score. In the Southwest Conference today, you've got Sheldon at Grants Pass and North Medford at Willamette. And those are the other matchups in league. You also have South Eugene, a non-leaguer this week against Sprague, going on here tonight. One score update for you on all of that. Willamette leading 4-0 over North Medford after the first inning in Eugene. Willamette right now leading the conference at 8-1. Sheldon right behind them at 8-4. Roseburg at 6-3 is 2 games back. North Medford at 2 games back at 6-3 as well. South Medford is 3.5 games back at 6-6. Grants Pass 6 games back at 2-7, and South Eugene at 0-12 is 9.5 games out of first place. First pitch to the switch hitter, Paxton Burke, with 2 runners on and nobody out. Shows a bunt and takes high and outside for ball 1. Burke kind of stuck it out there like he was thinking about bunting, but pulled it back pretty quickly as if maybe he might have been looking to try and slash at that one. Stands back in with the 1-0 pitch, not showing anything yet. Now he does square. He'll put it down third base side. That's a great bunt fielded by Illy. He'll throw to third, and it's not going to be in time. Able to stay on the bag was Gregory. He had gotten to the bag safely, then kind of popped up as he was sliding into the bag. I think after he had gotten there, once you get to the bag, I assume that takes the force out, and that they would have had to apply a tag on him at that point. Because on the bag was Patrick acting like a first baseman, trying to stretch to get to that ball in time for the force out at third. But they could not get it. Bases are loaded on the fielder's choice for Burke, and it brings up Fletcher Coleman, who has the only hit for Roseburg. He'll put one high in the air out towards left center. That ball's got a chance to get over. It won't quite carry enough. Grady Clark tracks it down. Coming in to score, though, will be Dylan Gregory, the courtesy runner for the catcher. Amos Bowers comes in to score. It's a 1-1 ball game on the sac fly by Fletcher Coleman. He got underneath that one, lifted it a bit too much to get over the head of the outfield. Off the bat, I thought maybe it had a chance, but it lifts Out towards left field. Clark got to it, but didn't have a chance to try and get the out and hold the runner at third. So, runners at first and second with one out, one run in. Up to bat will be Corba. Christian Corba will take a breaking ball outside. The ball got away from Douglas. He tracks it down, holds the runners. Out at second base, Mason Young. At first base is Paxton Burke. One out. Roseburg still without a hit here in this third inning, but they have tied it up. Corba looking as if he may bunt. He showed early. Waiting, and he's going to ask for time as the pitch came in. He got the credit for the time just in the nick of time. And now Tom Nelson behind the plate, letting the freshman, Christian Corba, maybe know a little bit better about how to approach trying to call time there. That I think Corba lucky that he got the time call. He stepped out as he was doing it. Nelson could have just let the play go on. Outside, and it's a 2-0 count for Corba. There's one out. Runners at first and second. Tie ball game 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. The freshman Christian Corba moving up into the 3-hole here today. He'll ground one towards second, and it's over the glove for Rutgers. Into the outfield. Coming around to score will be Young. Up to third base goes Paxton Burke. And again, without a hit here in this third inning, Roseburg will take a lead 2-1. That'll be the second error in the frame for South Medford. A bounding ball skips high off the turf into the outfield. And Corba will be on safely with the error. Burke goes first to third. Scoring easily from second was Mason Young. 2 errors in the frame for South Medford. Up to bat will be Danner Wirtz, looking to help his own cause. His team now with a lead. He takes high for ball 1. Corba moving up into that 3 spot. Came into today batting .234, but he has been slugging pretty good. He's got 5 extra base hits, 4 doubles, and a triple, and had 11 RBI. That one won't earn him an RBI as it was an error that brings in the run, but he does help the Indians take a lead at 2-1. 1-0 pitch to Wirtz. Fouls it away. Running at first was Corba. He'll have to head back to the bag. Danner Wirtz in the series against Sheldon. He hit .556. He was kind of the lone bright spot. Fletcher Coleman also hit .300 in that series, but Danner leading the way by far. 1-1 pitch to him. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. He hit .556, was 5 for 9, had 3 RBI, 2 strikeouts against the Irish. It's a pickoff throw to first base, not in time. Roseburg as a team hit .265 against the Irish. They were outscored 23-9. Talking, though, with Coach Thompson, the scores might have looked a little lopsided, but it was really late scores after pretty close games. The runner going again, ball fouled off by Wirtz. It was some runs late in the games on Saturday in the doubleheader where Sheldon swept it 10-3 and 10-5. But they really extended things late in those games, so they were close for a good chunk of them, and then Sheldon pulling away late. Pickoff throw to first. Back in safely goes Corba at first base. He has tried to steal second the last couple of times, but at the plate, Wirtz has fouled off a couple of pitches. Danner walked his first time up. Batting with 1 out and runners on the corners. The 1-2. He pokes it away to stay alive. Roseburg sitting 2 games out of first place. They will have an opportunity to try and catch up to Willamette. They will take on the Wolverines coming up in their next league series next week. A 1-2 pitch. Wirtz belts this one to right field. Well struck. Saul over his head. He'll chase it all the way to the wall. That's going to score a couple of runs. It bangs off the wall. So does Saul. Heading for third will go Wirtz. The relay throw is cut off out in right field, and it's a 2-run triple for Danner Wirtz. That ball belted all the way to the wall in right field. Danner comes through, drives in a pair. as he has a triple for Danner on the season. That is his 6th triple of the year. He has been able to get those. It's been impressive for him to be able to find the alleys, find the corners, and end up with a 3-bagger. Roseburg will take the lead. They're on top 4-1. A man at third with still just 1 out. Outside, ball 1 to A.J. Black. So Roseburg's offense coming alive here in the 3rd inning. Scoring was Burke from 3rd, and all the way from 1st came Christian Corba. 4 runs total here in the 3rd inning. Illy misses outside a 2-0 count. And there is activity brewing in the bullpen for South Medford. Got a lefty out there throwing. Pitch is high. They're just kind of playing catch. As time called, Douglas heads out to the mound. They're playing catch out there, so maybe a guy coming in defensively at a position, not coming in to pitch. That's a number 14 that I don't have on my printed roster. Let's take a look-see here at this. That would be Isaiah Thomas. He's pitched a few. He's pitched some for the Panthers here this season, so he may be coming in to pitch if needed. Infield is drawn in, a 3-0 pitch. A.J. Black will take it for a strike. We'll have a 3-1 count. Infield in with less than 2 outs. At third base is Danner Wirtz after his triple. The 3-1 to Black. He pops this one up right side. Foul territory. Robertson chasing, and it's out of play. That'll be strike 2 for A.J. Black. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. And by our friends at Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Roseburg's already plated 4. They lead it 4-1. A.J. cuts through for strike 3, chasing a pitch up and out of the zone. Second strikeout in the game for Max Illy. There's 2 away here in the 3rd. Roseburg will send their 8th hitter to the plate. It'll be Nick Ruiz, who flew out to right field. Roseburg has 9 league games left to go. And as mentioned, they will take on Willamette next week after finishing out their 3-game series against South Medford this week. And then they will have 3 games against North Medford to wrap it up in a couple of weeks. His first pitch swinging away. Nick Ruiz belts that one over off of the Newell family hitting facility down the right field side here at Champion Car Wash Field. Starts off with an 0-1 count for Ruiz. Illy with his 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Just elevated. 1-1. Roseburg softball is in action against South Medford today as well. They got started at 4:30. We'll try to get you some scores there. Been a good season for Roseburg softball. The 1-1 low and outside. I was looking at some of the numbers. Roseburg softball allowing just 2.4 runs per game this season. That it ranks top 5 in runs allowed in the 6A classification. They have been one of the better defenses out there. 2-1 pitch, in for a strike, 2-2 for Ruiz. Roseburg in second place in the softball standings. They trail North Medford by just 2 games. Illy with a 2-2 pitch to Nick Ruiz at third base. The runner, that is actually Glasser over there running for Danner Wirtz. I'm not sure when they made that change. It might have been right away, and I just didn't notice. So it sounds like he came in right away after Danner had that triple. Oh, we got a balk call. And coming in to score will be Glasser, scoring for Wirtz. So balk call from the umpire at third base. It is now 5-1, Roseburg in front. Illy with the 3-2 pitch to Ruiz. It's fouled back. Our crew today, we got Tom Nelson behind the plate, Chris Garrison out at first, Jason McGuire on the third base side. Full count remains for Nick Ruiz. He's the 8th batter to the plate. He's batting now with nobody on base after that balk brought home a run. Thomas is still warming up in the bullpen. There's ball 4, and Ruiz will find his way on base. This third inning will continue for the Indians. We've already had one visit to the mound, so Coach Josh Moody, if he makes another trip out that direction, he will be looking to make a pitching change. Illy delivers on the corner for a strike to Brady Popkin, who's the 9th man to come up to bat. The 0-1 pitch. Popkin hits this one out towards right field. Coming in, now a few steps back and securing the ball is Clayton Saul out in right field. Popkin gave it a ride, but it goes right to the right fielder. Roseburg will put 5 runs across here in the third inning. 5 runs come in on just 1 hit. There were 2 errors for South Medford, and Roseburg will leave 1 man on base. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. 5-1, Roseburg in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community. Our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Tanner Wirtz for the first time out there with a lead to work with. His breaking ball will miss low for ball 1 as he faces Jake Lewis, Jetty Robertson, and Dalton Rutgers. Your 3 batters due up here in the 4th. Line drive shot. It's out of the reach of the shortstop, Paxton Burke. A base hit there for Lewis to get things started in the 4th inning as South Medford tries to fight their way back. Leadoff man aboard. Well, I was just remembering that last year here at this ballpark, the Roseburg Indians got a win against South Medford with Tanner Wirtz on the mound. He threw a 7-inning no-hitter back on April 5th last season against South Medford. As a pitch outside, 1-0 count to start to Jetty Robertson. So it was a little more than a year ago that as a freshman, Wirtz no-hit this South Medford team. Now, of course, it's a little bit different team this year than it was the year before. The pitch low and inside, 2-0 count. But that was one of the more spectacular days at the ballpark that I've been a part of. An actual true 7-inning no-hitter. Off the end of the bat for Robertson for strike 1. He's got a 2-1 count. Jetty. There's a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Jetty Robertson batting .226 on the year. A 2-1. Breaking ball just misses inside. Good drop on that one for Wirtz. Looked like it had enough drop, vertical drop, to find the strike zone. Just missed on the inside corner. Challenged him over the plate that time. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2 by Robertson with a man at first base. And nobody out. 5-1, Roseburg leading here in the top of the 4th. 3-2 pitch, outside. First walk issued by Wirtz. Robertson will get on at first. Up to second base goes Lewis. Dalton Rutgers will bat. He flew out to right field, 0 for 1 on the day. They've got Popkin playing in on the grass at first base. Not showing a bunt. It's in the turf. 1-0 count to start. Over at the softball complex, it is 5-0. As the ball is popped up, I'll give you more details in a second. Popped up to center field where Corbo will make the catch. He'll fire it back into the shortstop, hits the cutoff man, one away. Rutgers will fly out for a second time. Runners at first and second, still with one out. So they're in the top of the fifth. Roseburg up 5-0 over South Medford in the softball game over at campus. The new softball complex over there. Second year of using that over there. At second base, Jake Lewis. At first base, Jetty Robertson. Roseburg leading by 4. South Medford with runners on base. First pitch from Wirtz misses low and outside, a 1-0 count. Up to bat is Randy Patrick, the third baseman. A 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, carries outside, couldn't get him to chase. Patrick has played in all 18 games, batting .286. He's got 7 RBI, and he's got an opportunity to add to it here as he will take outside. It goes to a 3-0 count. He's also got a chance to get on base as Wirtz has fallen behind. Patrick has walked just twice this season. He'll take a strike on the corner on the 3-0 pitch. Did not show any interest in trying to swing at that one, as expected. A 3-1 with 2 runners on and 1 out. He'll ground one towards short. Burke in front of it. Gets it to Young. Relay over to Popkin. No throw. They cut it off at second. They'll get 1. That ball took a little while to get to Burke. It kind of slowed down on the turf. Initially off the bat, I thought there'd be no problem. But Burke able to field cleanly and got a good throw to second base for Mason Young at the bag. They retire Robertson at second. There's 2 away. Up to third base went Lewis. Outside on the first pitch to Max Illy, the pitcher. So they got runners on the corners with 2 away. The 1-0 is swung on and missed, a 1-1 count. Illy flew out to Mason Young, the second baseman, on the edge of the infield. Breaking ball, throw down, no throw as the runner takes off late from first. Into second base easily goes Patrick. Leadoff single by Jake Lewis has him in at third base. As a pitch on the corner, called a strike at the knees. 2-2 count. Lewis at third. Patrick now, after a fielder's choice got him on, he's out at second. There's 2 outs. And at the plate, Max Illy, the 2-2 pitch, just off the corner. Full count pitch. Challenged him, ground ball, out of the reach of Black at third base into left field. They've got 1 run. Second run coming to the plate. It's cut off by Black at the last second. I don't know if he had let it through, if it would get in time anyways. 2 runs will score on a single by Max Illy. And it is now 5-3. South Medford back in this one. Illy will drive in a pair. With 2 outs, that single. Runners going on contact, and Randy Patrick from second able to get around just in the nick of time to come in to score. Also scoring Jake Lewis on the play. Ground line drive shot. That one nearly takes out Illy running at first. And it rockets into right field on Cole Johannes' line drive shot. That'll be a single. Could have been possibly more. That might be a courtesy runner out at second base. That is
number 6, Brady Clark.
Brady Clark that is running out at second base. Grady Clark will bat, and he takes a breaking ball low for a 1-0 count. So Brady Clark is running for the pitcher. He almost got taken out by that line drive by Cole Johannes, who had the single to right field. He's at first. So the Bats coming a bit alive here in this fourth inning for South as they try to rally back. They led 1-0 early. Roseburg put up 5 runs in the third to take the lead. And now South Medford has put a couple on the board, and they trail by 2. Cut the deficit in half. Grady Clark, a 2-0 pitch. Off the handle, fouled away for strike 1. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. 2 balls and a strike. Lifts it, foul territory, and Popkin can just watch that one go over the grandstands back behind the first base dugout. A 2-2 count for the 9-hitter Grady Clark. Outside from Wirtz. South Medford hitters, they've been disciplined. They have not chased out of the zone too much here. Grady Clark, the senior. Waiting on the full count pitch. Runners are going. A line drive into left field. That will score another. Ruiz will get it back in quickly. And it's a 1-run ball game. Grady Clark comes through with an RBI single. And with 2 outs and that full count pitch, the runners moving on the delivery to the plate, that really helped Brady Clark, the courtesy runner, score from second. And we get a visit out to the mound here for pitching coach Steve Patterson. 3 runs have come in the fourth inning. We got the top of the order coming up. 8th hitter to the plate for the Panthers. They trail 5-4 in the top of the fourth inning. South Medford coming off of a strong season last year. They were 17-12. Their record wasn't the greatest. 17-12, 10-8. I mean, winning record. They were tied for 3rd in the conference last year. Ended up being the 5 seed out of the Southwest Conference, but they ended up making a run. They got all the way to the quarterfinal before they were knocked out of the playoffs, losing to McMinnville. They graduated 4 All-Southwest Conference players from last year, including 3 of them that earned first-team honors. They have kind of reloaded pretty well here. They started the season 8-1. They are 3-6 since, but they're trying to get hot again here. They trail by 1. Danner will miss outside. Ball 1. Keegan Painter up for a 3rd time. He had a double in the first inning, flew out to right field in the 3rd. The 1-0. Misses outside again, a 2-0 count. Out at second base, Johannes. And at first base, Grady Clark. A 2-0 pitch. And a balk is called against Wirtz. And now we're going to get a conversation here between the umpires. So it was called a balk by McGuire on the infield, the third base umpire. Now home plate umpire Tom Nelson comes out, and after a conversation, they will put the runners back where they were. It will not be a balk. Of course, as you'd expect, South Medford fans a little confused by the change in the call. The coaching staff for South Medford, though, not arguing. 2-0 count. Wirtz trying to get through things. A pickoff throw to second base off target, and safely will go Johannes out at second. A 2-0 count. Roseburg needs 1 more to get through things here in the top of the 4th. With the lead still intact, a strike across on a breaking ball to Painter. A 2-1 count. Roseburg's got a lefty warming up. I believe that is Rylan Glasser over there. Low and outside for Wirtz, and the count goes to 3-1. Our score 5-4. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Things have slowed down. I told you they would after I complained about how quick everything was going. Of course, it's going to slow down to a crawl. It's all right. Got a good game brewing here. The 3-1 pitch is inside and will hit Keegan Painter. He mentioned that he leads the team, and that is his 12th of the season. And that will load him up for the two-hitter Easton Douglas. The ninth hitter coming to the plate here in the fourth inning. Roseburg sent 9 to the plate in the bottom of the third. That's when they scored 5 times and took the lead. They're in danger of giving up that lead here in the top of the fourth. Breaking ball from Wirtz misses low and outside for ball 1 to the lefty, Douglas. Easton Douglas batting .525 on the year coming into today. He is 0 for 2 in this one. Takes a strike at the knees on the outer half. Douglas reached on an error back in the first inning. The 1-1. High, throw down to third. Oh, did they do it? Yes, they pick him off at third base. The back pick by Bowers behind the plate. They get the tag on Johannes as he goes diving into the bag at third base. That'll wrap things up. A little bit of help from the defense gets Roseburg through the top of the fourth. Douglas will be left at the plate. He'll start things in the fifth inning. But for South Medford, they will get back within 1. They score 3. It's 5-4 heading to the bottom of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
With a little bit of help from the offense, Max Illy is still out there working, and his first pitch is going to hit Amos Bowers on the front shoulder, up around the neck area. A little bit dangerous there. He had already taken one that was high and inside like that before, that I kind of got worried might have been up near the chin. This time it does come in a bit inside. The chin music gets him, and now Dylan Gregory will head out to run for the pitcher once again. So the leadoff man aboard for Roseburg as they try to stretch this one back out against the Panthers. Illy will face Mason Young, who walked his last at-bat. Squares to bunt. He'll push it down the first base side. That's a great bunt. It pulls the first baseman Robertson off the bag. Chasing that one to get to it. Max Illy could not get there in time, couldn't cut it off. It rolls by him, rolls out towards the area of where the second baseman usually covers. Having to come off the bag, Robertson got to it. That'll be an infield single base hit for Mason Young. The push bunt into a perfect spot. Up to second base goes Gregory. Roseburg with their third hit in the game, and they've got 2 runners on. Top of the order, nobody out. First pitch, squaring to bunt, taking a strike. Paxton Burke. Burke is 0 for 2 in this game. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Burke, the lefty. Playing in at first base is Robertson. Pitch outside. 1-1 count. Robertson playing in, expecting the bunt. Burke did not show it that time around. This South Medford team, boy, they have had quite the start of their season was pretty treacherous. They had quite the schedule with some good teams. 1-1. Outside on the breaking ball, Illy missing. 2 balls and a strike. They played in the Crater Spring Break Tournament and faced 4 teams that are currently, with the poll just came out yesterday, the latest OSA coaches poll, all 4 of those teams in that Spring Break Tournament are ranked. Foul tip into the glove for Burke as he takes a rip at one and finds himself with a 2-2 count. South Medford beat number 1 at the 5A level, Crater, 6-5. They lost 14-10 against number 7 North Eugene out of the 5A level. It's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Not something you see very often. Paxton Burke strikes out. Third strikeout in the game for Illy. There's one away with 2 runners on. It'll be Fletcher Coleman to stand in. The Panthers also won 3-2 against the number 8 team out of the 5A ranks, Ridgeview, and then they beat the number 9 6A team, Sunset, 4-0. All of that over spring break at the start of the season. As a pitch in for a strike, Fletcher Coleman, 0-1 count. So they got tested early. They did deal with some injuries that might have derailed things after that spring break area. As mentioned, they started the season 8-1. They've gone 3-6 since. South Medford trailing 5-4 against Roseburg here. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for Coleman, and he's behind 0-2. Fletcher in the game is 1 for 1, a single in the first. He had a sac fly in the third to drive in a run for the Indians. He's got the 0-2 pitch coming from Illy. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Down looking, back-to-back strikeouts against 2 of the top hitters on this team for the Indians. It'll be Christian Corba, the freshman, now looking to try and help Roseburg take advantage. They got the first 2 batters on base, and they have not been able to do anything with it with the top of their order up. Corba will take a breaking ball high for a 1-0 count. Out at second base is Dylan Gregory running for Amos Bowers, the catcher. Outside, 2-0 count. At first base, Mason Young after his bunt single. Nobody currently throwing in the bullpen for South Medford. Illy after a tough 4th inning. Actually, make that a tough 3rd inning. He seems to have settled in a bit here in the 4th. Trying to keep it a 1-run ball game. It's 2-0 pitch. Line drive into the corner in left field. That's going to extend the lead for Roseburg. Coming around to score is Gregory. They've got Mason Young heading for 3rd. They'll hold him there on the double by Christian Corba, putting that one into the corner. Corba comes through. The freshman, his 5th double, I believe, of the season. It drives in a couple for Roseburg, and that is he drives in 1 for Roseburg. A big swing of the bat on that double. A 2-out double into the corner down the left field line. Coming to score was Gregory. 1st to 3rd for Mason Young. So Roseburg adds a run on the board. They're up by 2 once again. First pitch low and outside, ball 1. Danner Wirtz at the plate. He drove in a pair of runs with a triple to right field in his last at-bat. And they are going to intentionally walk him. It'll be the 2nd walk in the game for for Wirtz. And it's the 3rd walk in the game for Illy, who also has a hit batter. That was the first man here in this 4th inning. Amos Bowers getting on with the hit by pitch. Courtesy runner came in for the catcher, and Gregory would score on the double by Corba. So you got runners on every base on the infield with 2 outs after the intentional walk. It'll be A.J. Black looking to try and make South Medford pay for the decision. First pitch swinging and pops it up foul. That'll be strike 1. Roseburg has Young at 3rd, Corba at 2nd, and running at first base for Wirtz is Glasser. Bases loaded with some pretty good speed out there for the Indians. A.J. Black is 0 for 1 in the game, struck out swinging in his last at-bat, also has a sac bunt. Fouls one into the glove for strike 2. Max Illy A 1-2 pitch trying to get through the fourth. Fouled away by Black. Roseburg in front 6-4 after scoring a run, getting one back here in the bottom of the fourth after giving up 3 in the top half. AJ's trying to see if they can scratch out another run here in this fourth inning with 2 outs. The 1-2 swings out of the zone for strike 3. Chased another one high. That's what happened in his last at-bat as well. 5th strikeout in the game for Max Illy. He actually strikes out the side here in the fourth, but he faces 7 batters, and Roseburg will put one on the scoreboard. They lead at 6-4 as we head to the top of the 5th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. First pitch inside for ball 1 to get things started in the 5th inning. Easton Douglas up once again. He was the man at the plate when the runner at third was picked off to end things in the 4th inning, so he gets a fresh at-bat. He will foul one back from Danner Wirtz for a 1-1 count. Roseburg scored 1 run on 2 hits in that 4th inning. No errors. 3 men left on base. 6-4 lead for Roseburg as we start the 5th inning. Pitch high and away, 2-1 count to Easton Douglas from South Medford. Roseburg has 6 runs on 4 hits in this one, and they've committed 1 error. Danner Wirtz delivers a 2-1 pitch, called for strike 2. For South Medford, 4 runs on 5 hits. They've committed 2 errors in this ball game. Over at the softball complex, it is 6-0. Roseburg in front of South Medford as they've reached the 6th inning in that one. Time called before the 2-2 pitch. Reminder that Blazers basketball will be coming up next on the Score once we wrap up things here in our ball game. Douglas fighting off a 2-2 pitch to stay alive. So it's the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for South Medford here in the 5th inning in a tight ball game. Douglas, Lewis, and Robertson due up. 2-2 from Wirtz, high and away. Today's ball game brought to you by First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all of your insurance needs. 3-2 pitch. Got him to sky one on the infield. Calling for it is Paxton Burke as he tracks it all the way over to third base and makes the grab. 1 away to start things here in the 5th inning for Easton Douglas. That is twice now that he has flown out to an infielder. 1 away, nobody on base. Coming up to bat will be Jake Lewis. He's 1 for 2, had a single and scored a run in the 4th. Takes low and outside, ball 1. Did get a score update from North Medford and Willamette. It is 7-0 Willamette in front of North Medford. Line drive shot to center field. Charging in, not going to get a chance to get there in time. It lands just in front of Corba. So the relay throw came in, and they try to maybe catch Lewis, not paying attention as he gets to first base, but he's on the bag with his 2nd hit. A 1-out single for the Panthers. It'll be Jetty Robertson up to bat. Robertson walked in his last at-bat. Was forced out at second after getting on base. He fouls one away. The other matchup, so we got North Medford at Willamette, Sheldon at Grants Pass. That'll be an interesting one to see how that series works out here this week. Breaking ball low from Wirtz, a 1-1 count against Robertson. One from Wirtz, breaking ball, sat on it, lifts it into the air to right field. Out in right field, there to make the catch, running up underneath it. Fletcher Coleman makes the squeeze. There's 2 away. Coleman does a nice job of timing that up to run in underneath it. If he had to make a throw in, he would have had his momentum heading back to the infield. But with just a runner at first base, nobody's tagging and looking to advance. First pitch, a strike against Dalton Rutgers, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. Ball fouled back into the netting behind home. 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch from Wirtz. Breaking ball is low and outside. Couldn't get him to chase. One-two count for Rutgers, the 5-hitter, with a man at first and 2 down. Breaking ball again, missing low and outside that he does not go after. Two-two pitch, fastball. That one gets by and up to second base will go Lewis. Wild pitch, putting a man into scoring position. And it's a full count at the plate for Rutgers. At Grants Pass, Sheldon leading 7-0. Outside ball 4. Second walk in the game for Wirtz. He'll face Randy Patrick with 2 on, 2 away.
Batter number 3, Randy Patrick.
The 6-hitter coming up to bat. Patrick is 0 for 2 in the game, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Takes a strike on the outer half at the knees. They're in the top of the 6th in that one. Sheldon leading Grants Pass 7-0. So Sheldon and Willamette looking to try and keep their hold on first and second in the league standings, both leading big. Breaking ball low and inside, knocked down by Bowers. 1-1 count for Patrick with Lewis out at second and Rutgers on at first. And time called. Coming to the plate is Coach Josh Moody. They're going to get a runner out at second base. Jake Lewis, the center fielder, they're going to bring in somebody to run for him. Heading out to second base to run is going to be Luke Nash. Now, Lewis is the center fielder, so that's a pinch runner, not a courtesy runner. He can re-enter for the same guy, so they look to maybe just upgrade a little bit of speed out there. Let's pitch outside, 2-1 count. It's a 2-run ball game. Roseburg in front, 6-4 over South Medford. We're in the top of the 5th. 2-1 delivery coming up for Randy Patrick. Breaking ball from Wirtz misses off the turf. 3-1. A walk would load him up. Max Illy was at the plate in the 4th inning with runners on base and drove in a pair on a 2-out single. So he's waiting on deck, licking his chops once again on the possibility of maybe batting with the bases loaded. Pickoff throw to second. Got it there in time, but just on the wrong side of the bag to try and put down a tag. Nash back in safely. Randy Patrick, the man with 2 first names, will dig back in. A 3-1 pitch from Wirtz. Catches the corner. Strike 2. Full count. And this is when, in the 4th inning, Max Illy at the plate with a full count and 2 outs. The runners were moving, and he hit a single to left field that scored 2. So there go the runners, and that's a single out to, or a ball out to center field, and it gets by a diving attempt by Corba. He knocked it down, though, so only one run will score. He came sliding in and just did not quite get his glove there in time. It'll be a base hit for Patrick to drive in a run. That'll score one. Up to third went Rutgers. Coming in to score was Luke Nash running for Jake Lewis, the pinch runner. And South Medford not going quietly. They are back into this one. They trail by one. And it's Max Illy who already has an RBI single on the board. Runner going. That ball thrown short. Looked like it dangerously went by Danner Wirtz. And I'm not sure if that was just my angle at it or not, but stealing second base will be Patrick. He gets into scoring position. 1-0 count for Illy. He had a swing that he thought second of. He kind of questioned himself going after that pitch as soon as he started to swing. Couldn't hold up, though. He'll ground one towards third, having to play back on it. A.J. Black has time. We'll get it across the diamond. Nice job at third base by A.J. Black. The junior gets the final out and gets Roseburg through things here in the top of the fifth with the lead still intact. One run comes in on two hits. There were no errors for Roseburg and two runners left on base for the Panthers. Bottom of the fifth inning, Roseburg leading 6-5 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, we've had quite the ball game here today. Both offenses have been swinging it. 7 hits in the game now for South Medford. Roseburg with 4, and Roseburg leading it 6-5. Max Illy still out there working for the Panthers. First pitch, swinging a bounding ball to first base for Nick Ruiz. It is fielded by Robertson. He takes it to the bag and will make the put out at first. 1 away as we start things here in the bottom of the fifth.
Batter number 14, Brady Popkin.
Brady Popkin will stand in 0 for 2 today, batting in the 7 spot. Popkin waits on the delivery from Illy. He'll line one out towards right field. It will just keep carrying, though. Clayton Saul will run underneath it. 2 down. We're 2 pitches into this 5th inning, and there's 2 away.
Batters number 11, Amos Bowers.
Popkin got a good swing on that one, but it just kept carrying out to right field. Was hoping that it might have a chance to try and die in shallow right field, but it just kept going out to Saul out that way. Quick meeting between Amos Bowers and first base coach Tim Sester, the hitting coach for the Indians, with 2 down and nobody on base. Today's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. That's McClendon Smokehouse. Home plate umpire Tom Nelson will go break up the conference. Amos Bowers will get a chance to bat. He's been on base twice and scored twice. He's reached on an error and been hit by a pitch. Nearly gets hit by another one. Pitch high and inside for a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss by Bowers, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. Ground ball back up the middle. Bounding ball to Painter at short. Routine play, and he will get it across the diamond. And that was a quick 1-2-3 inning defensively for Max Illy and the South Medford Panthers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It took all of 5 pitches as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Roseburg leading at 6-5 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Well, we've got our first pitching change in the ball game. As Roseburg will go to the bullpen first, it'll be Paxton Burke to take over on the mound for Danner Wirtz. The shortstop moving to the mound. That moves A.J. Black, the third baseman, will go to short. The pitcher, Danner Wirtz, will go to first. And Grayson Coate will enter the game for Brady Popkin, and he takes over at third base defensively for the Indians. It's a one-run ball game. Burke trying to keep it that way. He'll get a ground ball up the middle, backhanded, set his feet, throw to first strong. Mason Young will make the play and retire Cole Johannes, who leads things off for the Panthers. One away on the ground ball out on the infield. That'll bring up the 9-hitter Grady Clark. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 4th inning. Big inning there for the Panthers when they scored 3 and got back into the game. He swings and puts one towards Mason Young again. That time got on him quick. One hop. He fields and has a lot more time to get the ball to Danner Wirtz at first. There's quickly 2 away. Top of the order, Keegan Painter is 1 for 2 today. Had a double to lead off the ball game in the first. He stands in with nobody on and 2 down.
Batters number 13, Keegan Painter.
The right-hander Burke issues a changeup or a breaking ball off speed, misses outside for a 1-0 count. Comes back with a little bit more velocity, hits the inside corner, 1-1. Danner Wirtz goes 5 innings. He allows 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and surprisingly no strikeouts in the game. He hit 1 batter. There's a strike on the corner, 1-2 count to Painter. This South Medford team, I got to look at something here. The 1-2 pitch, fouled away. On the season, they've got 67 strikeouts in 18 games. Roseburg's played 16 games, and they have 72. As a pitch low, 2-2 count. So, yeah, South Medford, they don't strike out a whole lot, and that's evident here today. No strikeouts against Danner Wirtz. On the mound, a 2-2 pitch for Burke. He's trying to get a strikeout. Instead, it'll be a single back up the middle for Painter, who has been a strong hitter this season. And he's got his 2nd hit in the ballgame. So that ball gets through up the middle. A 2-out single for the Panthers, their 8th hit in the game. And it'll bring up Easton Douglas.
Next batter, number 8, Easton Douglas.
Douglas, the lefty, 0 for 3 in the game. He's flown out twice to infielders. Takes the first pitch on the corner, inside from the righty to the lefty. It's in for a strike. Today's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. The 0-1. That ball belted to right field on the run. Fletcher Coleman, it's off his glove, a leaping attempt. He can't pull it in. The tying run will come around from third to score, and we are knotted up at 6. A double to right field. Easton Douglas drives in 1. Fletcher Coleman almost made a spectacular play in the corner. He got to it, but it goes off the tip of his glove, and he could not haul it in. With 2 outs, Keegan Painter was running on contact. He scores easily from first base. A 2-out double drives in the game-tying run. We're squared away at 6 each, and it will bring up Jake Lewis to bat with a man in scoring position. Lewis must have re-entered after the pinch runner. Didn't catch that in the quick half inning defensively for South Medford. He grounds 1 to short. A.J. Black will get it to first base, and that will finish off the inning, but it comes 1 at-bat too late as South Medford will tie it up in the 6th. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We are tied at 6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Well, we're in for quite the finish here. It is a tie ball game, 6-6. Final from over at Roseburg High School. Roseburg softball winning 6-0 over South Medford. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Roseburg. Mason Young will face Max Illy for a 3rd time. And it's inside for ball 1. Illy looked like he might be leaving the game back in the 3rd inning when he gave up 5 runs on just 1 hit. But he has steadied the ship and has helped his team fight their way back into this one. And he has been looking sharp over the last couple of innings. Had a 1-2-3 inning defensively in the 5th. His 1-1 pitch to Young. It's on the inside corner, just under the hands for a strike. Illy, the right-hander, with a lefty warming up in the bullpen. A 1-2 pitch to Young. Breaking ball, he chops at it. That's a dribbler down the third base side. It will be foul. And it stays a 1-2 count. Today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Mason Young will make his way back to the plate. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on the Score. Mason Young will be back at the plate with a 1-2 count. The pitch from Illy is high and inside to even things up. Today's game also brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Tied at 6 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 is high. Full count for Young. Reminder that Blazers basketball will be coming up here at the bottom of the hour. We're expecting we'll be able to get you there just in time for tip-off at 6:30. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away by Young. We'll do our best to get you there in time for that one, but you'll be able to catch most of the game coming up here on the radio in Douglas County. Full count pitch from Illy again, and again fouled off by Young. You can also listen to the score on the 541 radio app, so you could catch the Blazers game on the go with the 541 radio app if you wanted to listen there. 3-2 pitch once again. High and inside, ball 4, down to first will go Mason Young, as Max Illy will issue his 4th walk in the game. There is one intentional walk in that mix. So down to first base goes Young. He would represent the go-ahead run. Roseburg was down 1-0 after the first inning. South Medford taking the lead. Roseburg took the lead in the 3rd inning with 5 runs. South Medford has worked their way back, is pulling a bunt, dragging it down the first base side. Illy gets to it in time to retire Paxton Burke, who almost snuck that one by. He'll lay down a sac bunt. Off the mound, Illy gets to it. It almost looked like it had a chance of popping out of his glove, but he secured it, squeezed it, and then flipped it over to Robertson at first base. They get the out. Up to second goes Young. Fletcher Coleman has time called and a visit out to the mound coming. Recapping our scoring in this one, it was 1-0 after the first by South Medford. Roseburg puts 5 up in the bottom of the 3rd, taking the 5-1 lead, but South would get back within a run as they scored 3 in the 4th inning to make it 5-4. Roseburg got 1 back, made it 6-4 with a run in the bottom of the 4th. But since then, South Medford a run in the top of the 5th and a run in the top of the 6th. They've tied it up at 6-all here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fletcher Coleman at the plate is 1 for 2. He had a single in the 1st inning, a sac fly in the 3rd, and struck out in his last at-bat against Max Illy, struck out looking. They break up the conference on the mound. Coach Moody will head back to the dugout. And back at the plate, Fletcher Coleman waiting on the first pitch of the at-bat with a man in scoring position. Mason Young out at second after the leadoff walk. That ball hit to right field. It's going to hang up out there as it will carry and dropped in right field by Saul. He had it in his glove and he could not hang on to it. Sliding into second base will go Fletcher Coleman. That ball in and out of the glove for Clayton Saul out there, and you almost wonder if you could argue that he was pulling it out, but it just never secured it completely, as it looked like that ball just kind of bobbled around. Now, they may be getting together to determine and make sure that that wasn't on the transition out of the glove to try and throw it in, but I don't think Saul ever truly was reaching into the glove to try and pull it out to throw it into the infield. And so it is, yes, it's going to be a dropped fly ball in right field by Clayton Saul, and Fletcher Coleman will end up at second base on the error. So Coleman at second. At third base is Mason Young, who unfortunately couldn't really get going, assuming that ball was going to get caught. There's one out. That'll be the 3rd error in the game for South Medford. Up to bat, Corba will take outside, 1-0 count. Christian Corba at the plate. He had an RBI double in the 4th inning. It came with 2 outs against Max Illy. He's looking to try and drive in some more here. He's been moved up to the 3 spot in the lineup, and he's got a chance to try and deliver once again. Infield pulled in with 1 out and runners at second and third. The 1-0 to Corba. He hits this one to right field, out to Saul. The ball's going to find a guy out there, and he will catch it. Coming in to score to give Roseburg the lead will be Young. A sac fly for Christian Corba. And the freshman will deliver his second RBI of the game. There's 2 away. Up to third base went Coleman. Roseburg's back in front 7-6. They execute here in the 6th inning and manufacture a run. They got the benefit of an error that helped them out. There's 2 down, and Danner Wirtz up to bat in the cleanup spot. He had 2 RBI back in the 3rd. Like to add another one here and help out his team. He takes a strike. Seems like the ball always finds the guy in the field, and out there in right field, Saul, after that drop, of course, he's got to try to handle another one right at him in the sun. Breaking ball outside, 1-1 to Wirtz. That was kind of a low line drive fly ball out to right field by Corba, too, and so it kind of just hangs right into that tough spot of trying to track a ball out there. But Saul handled it and was able to make that out, and it will result in a sac fly. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for Wirtz. chasing outside. He's got a 1-2 count. Max Illy on the mound facing Danner Wirtz. A 1-2 pitch with 2 down and a man at third. Breaking ball. That one had some wicked movement to it, but it cuts too far away. Runs away from the right-handed hitter. A 2-2 count with 2 down and a man at third for Roseburg. Bottom of the 6th. It's now 7-6. Roseburg in front. Illy into his 6th inning of work, and time called again. There's no limit on it like at the college and professional ranks. Illy will reset on the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3. That'll finish off the 6th inning. Strikeout looking for Danner Wirtz, and that'll leave a man at third, but Roseburg does get the run they need, and they are 3 outs away from securing a victory. The 6th strikeout in the game from Max Illy finishes off the 6th inning, but it's 7-6. We go to the top of the 7th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Go to the top of the 7th. First batter for
Top of the 7th inning. Roseburg needs 3 outs to try and secure a win here to start out this 3-game series against South Medford this week. They'll play 1 today and then 2 coming up on Saturday down at Harry and David Field in Medford. Paxton Burke out there on the mound trying to finish this one off. He'll miss outside, ball 1, as he'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Medford. Robertson leading it off. Jetty Robertson is 0 for 2 in the game, did have a walk. A 1-0 pitch to him. Hard hit ball back up the middle. The game tying run on base. That one hot shot on the second base side of the bag up the middle. A base knock for South Medford. They've got 9 hits in the ball game. They'll make that 10 hits now. 10 hits in this one for Medford. And only 4 hits in this game for Roseburg. 3 errors for South Medford have been big in this one. Dalton Rutgers, the 5-hitter, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. He will stand in. They did bring in a runner at first base for Robertson. Tried to bring in a little bit of speed out there. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner to Rutgers. Running is Brady Clark at first base. Today's game brought to you by the Roseburg Country Club. The 0-1 showing a bunt. It bounces off the catcher. And Bowers now loses the ball down the third base side. And Coate is there to get to it. It slipped out of his hands as he tried to pump fake. So a ball in the turf. Skips up the arm of the catcher. And that'll put the game-tying run into scoring position. A 1-1 count for Rutgers at the dish. They play in on the corners, expecting a possible bunt. It goes outside. They don't need it. It goes to the backstop. Another wild pitch will put the game-tying run at third. Nobody out. So the pinch runner is Brady Clark. He is at third. The infield will now play in. 2-1 pitch. That's going to tie the game up. Rutgers will deliver an RBI single, and we are tied at 7. Back-to-back wild pitches helping put the game-tying run 90 feet from home, so that made that an easy score.
Batters number 3, Randy Patrick.
Instead of having runners at first and second with nobody out, and the game still in Roseburg's favor. It's a runner at first with nobody out, and this game tied. Pickoff throw to first base. Nearly gets away from Wirtz, but he's able to secure it. Paxton Burke on the mound. Came in the 6th inning. Gave up the lead. There's a bunt shown. High. Throw down to first. Nearly gets away. 1-0 count to start here for Randy Patrick, who is 1 for 3. So Burke came in with a 1-run lead. He gave it up in the 6th inning. Then the offense got back the lead for him, and now he's giving it up again here in the 7th. The 1-0 pitch slapped foul down the first base side. Patrick facing Burke for the first time in the game. Patrick, and then the on-deck hitter is Illy. Those are the last 2 guys that will face Paxton Burke for the first time in the contest. Runner going on the 1-1. Throw down to second base. They can't get the tag down. The throw beat him there, but it was just a bit offline, and A.J. Black trying to stretch to the ball. Could not get it in his glove. And so you've got a man at second base with nobody out. I don't know if it's a 2-1 or a 1-2. It's 1-2 the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Ball fouled back. It'll stay that way. So the go-ahead run is now in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. South Medford has scored in every inning since the 4th. A 1-2. Popped him up. Wirtz tracking this one over to the South Medford dugout, and nobody will be able to get to the ball in time. That is not in play over in the corner over there. Paxton Burke also off the mound, went charging over to try and make the catch in foul territory, but it was out of everybody's reach and landed out of play. A ball and 2 strikes, but nobody out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bowers will throw down to first for the out, throw back across the diamond for the tag at third, and in safely will go Rutgers. So he'll steal third. They do get the out at first on the strikeout for Patrick, but the go-ahead run is now 90 feet from home.
Batters number 2, Max Illy.
First strikeout in the game for South Medford. Max Illy at the plate, looking to deliver. He'll take a pitch low for ball 1. Working behind the plate, Amos Bowers makes sure the ball didn't get by. Time called as Coach Moody will come in to talk with Illy here. Roseburg playing with the infield in. They could possibly choose to walk Illy, and that could give them a chance at a double play up the middle, but they're not going to do that here. That's would be a possibility. It would be definitely a little bit of a risk. Showing the bunt. They had the runner off at third, but Coate not in position to try and receive a throw down that direction. As charging in from third was Rutgers. In case the bunt had gotten down, they tried to go with the safety squeeze. The 2-0 pitch, showing the bunt again. It is fouled off. That'll be strike 1 for Illy. So now we've seen it twice, seen the bunt attempt. Once taken for a ball, once fouled away. Do they keep going with it? now that they've seen how Roseburg's going to defend it. The 2-1 pitch, not showing a bunt. Pitch taken inside for a 3-1 count to Illy. Roseburg's going to have Black, Ruiz, and then it'll be Coate to bat in the 7th inning now that they have to hit. As there's a ball outside. That'll put a runner at first. Got runners on the corners with 1 out. And we're going to get a visit out to the mound for Coach Peterson. Excuse me, Patterson. I knew I was like, I feel like that wasn't quite right there. Roseburg Country Club, they are a sponsor of our coverage of Roseburg High Sports, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Right now, they've got deals going on for signing up new members. So if you have ever been interested in signing up at the Roseburg Country Club, now might be a good time to do it. You might make the most of your membership. These two teams will meet again coming up on Saturday at noon down in Medford. So we'll be there for that one. We'll have coverage starting at about 11:45 on Saturday morning to bring you both games of that doubleheader from Harry and David Field. So if you're tuning in from Medford for coverage of this one, we'll have coverage, or if you are a Medford fan and you don't normally tune into our broadcast, whether you're in Medford or not, we will have coverage coming up on Saturday as well of both games of that doubleheader. We'll be there the whole time. Up to bat will be Cole Johannes, the lefty. They show a bunt, and he offered for strike 1 up out of his crouch quickly. Amos Bowers surveyed the bases. Nobody tried to go anywhere, so he hangs on to the baseball. An 0-1 count for Johannes, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a single to right field. Tie ball game, 7-7 here in the top of the 7th. Burke delivers. That ball tapped off the mound. It'll be fielded. Throw to the plate. Can't get the tag. Everybody's safe. And Medford South will take the lead. An RBI fielder's choice on a swinging bunt for Johannes. Coming in to score was Rutgers. Up to second goes Illy. It is now 8-7. South Medford snatching the lead away here in the 7th inning. It'll be Grady Clark, the 9-hitter. He's 1 for 3. Still just 1 out, and the pitch goes to the backstop. So both runners move up on the wild pitch. Eight to 7, South Medford in front by a run. Infield playing in with runners at second and third and just 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Clark. Clark in his first at-bat against Paxton Burke grounded out to second. South Medford with 2 hits here in this one as a ground ball. That's a fair ball back behind the bag. Landed on the line. 1 run is in, heading for second. Throw that direction, not in time. It is a 2-run double for Grady Clark as he just managed to get that one just in fair territory down the first base line. South Medford continues to put the ball in play, and good things have happened. They now lead it by 3, their largest lead of the game at 10-7.
Batters number 13, Keegan Painter.
Top of the order, Keegan Painter will bat. Still just 1 out. A runner out at second base, and we are going to have a pitching change for the Indians. Second visit out to the mound for Coach Patterson, and we will have a new man on the mound. It's going to be Rylan Glasser that will take over. It is 10-7. Roseburg will have to try to come back in the bottom of the 7th inning. But right now they need to get a couple more outs to try and see if they can get out of the top half of this 7th after they've given up 4 runs and given up the lead. We'll come back after a 1-minute timeout as a pitching change for the Indians on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Rylan Glasser, the lefty, will take over here in the 7th inning for Paxton Burke. Burke will go back to shortstop. Black will move from short back to third. Grayson Coate will come out of the game as Rylan Glasser will take over. And Glasser will try to get Roseburg the final 2 outs it needs here in this 7th inning. He faces Keegan Painter and will miss low and inside for ball 1. Again, we will have Blazers basketball coming up. Things slowed down on us here in this one, so looks like we'll probably get to it just a little after tip-off. The 1-0 pitch over the plate below a 2-0 count. So stay with us. We'll get you to Blazers basketball as quick as we can once this one wraps up. 2-0 count. Glasser facing Painter. Misses outside, out at second base. Back to the bag for Grady Clark, who just delivered a 2-run double to stretch this to a 3-run lead for South Medford. 10-7 our score. Keegan Painter at the plate. Make that 2 for 3 today. Pickoff throw to second base. Not going to be on target. Painter a single in his last at-bat coming against Paxton Burke. The 3-0. Line drive shot. Guy gave him the green light on the 3-0. It's sharply out to right field, or make that left field. And Nick Ruiz is there to send it back in. Third hit in the game for Painter. Sharply hit ball through the gap at short. And runners are on the corners with 1 away.
Number 8, Easton Douglas.
Easton Douglas, the catcher, will get his chance here in the 7th inning. He's the 8th hitter to come up to bat. Roseburg looking for a ground ball that they can try and turn 2 with here to try and get out of it. And then they've got work to do in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to avoid a 4th consecutive loss. Douglas showing a bunt. Runner takes off. They will throw. Mistake on the infield. They threw down to second. Young stepped in front of it, but then was looking to let it go through and knocked it down. So he couldn't make a play, and Burke couldn't make a play behind him at the bag. A run will score on the double steal. It's 11-7. Roseburg finds themselves in a significant hole here. Glasser delivers a ball foul tipped into the glove. It's an 0-2 count for Easton Douglas. Off the turf, knocked down by Bowers. Keeps it in front of him. Panthers have just kept the pressure up the entire way through and have continued to put the ball in play, and they've been able to find grass. 1-2. Gets away. Bowers throws down to third. Tag not in time. Keegan Painter aggressive on the bases. The ball didn't get far away from Amos Bowers behind the plate, but it was far enough, and he uses his speed to get to third base. The 2-2 from Glasser. Skips in. Count goes full. On deck is Jake Lewis. He'd be the 9th batter to come up to bat here in the 7th inning for the Panthers. That ball lifted out towards center field. Probably enough to try and drive in a run. Corbo will catch. He will throw in, but won't have a chance of getting Keegan Painter, who tags and scores. Another run will come in. 6 runs here in the 7th inning now for the Panthers. That'll bring up Jake Lewis with 2 outs and nobody on. Swings away at the first pitch. (12-7). Roseburg down by 5. The 0-1 missing low, a 1-1 count. Again for Roseburg, it'll be A.J. Black, Nick Ruiz, and then Rylan Glasser could be the 3rd batter due up as he has taken over in that spot. He misses low and outside. The lefty has taken over on the mound. We'll see if they make any changes there. 2-1 count. Glasser trying to get this inning over. 3-1 count. At the plate, Jake Lewis. Grounder right side. Mason Young has it, and he will make the play to first base to retire it. 9 hitters come to the plate. 6 runs will score for South Medford. And they will have a 5-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Roseburg got to have a big one when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning, first batter for Roseburg, number 17, Dylan Gregory.
Well, we start off things here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll get a pinch hitter. It'll be Dylan Gregory to bat for A.J. Black. And the first pitch from Max Illy, who midway through this game, I didn't think he was going to last much longer. He is now in the position to try and get a complete game victory for the Panthers. Check swing fouled off by Gregory. He's behind 0-2 in his first at-bat of the game. A freshman in a big spot trying to find a way on base. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball takes low and outside. Coming up once the game goes complete, we will have a quick wrap-up, and then we will go to Blazers basketball. The 1-2 swung on and missed. 7th strikeout in the game for Max Illy. It'll be Nick Ruiz to bat. He is 0 for 2.
Next batter, number 13, Nick Ruiz.
Ruiz walked back in the 3rd. Roseburg only 4 hits in this game. They have taken advantage of 3 errors and 4 walks and 1 hit batter. First pitch to Ruiz is a breaking ball from Illy low. 1-0 count. The 1-0 is in for a strike. Waiting on deck is Rylan Glasser. He'll get a chance to bat for himself. Ruiz chases, and he's got 2 strikes against him. A ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 7th. A 6-run top half of this inning has put South Medford ahead 12-7. The 1-2 pitch, fouled back by Ruiz. Oregon baseball beating Gonzaga 4-3 today, and they're in the 4th through 4 innings. Oregon State and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, they are scoreless in that matchup. A 1-2 pitch from Max Illy. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 away. Ground ball sharply hit, snagged by a diving attempt by Patrick. His throw across the diamond, what a snag. Makes a great play on a sharply hit ground ball by Nick Ruiz. And Roseburg's down to its final out here in the 7th inning, needing 5 runs to tie, 6 to walk off with a win. It'll be Rylan Glasser to bat here in the 7th spot in the lineup, the lefty. Takes ball 1. The 1-0 is called strike 1. Unless Roseburg comes back in a miraculous fashion here, this will be their 4th consecutive loss. Strike taken by Glasser, and he's down to his final strike of the at-bat. The 1-2 from Illy is fouled away. Definitely this will be one that stings a bit for the Indians. They were in the lead, could not hang on to it. Well, good news, it looks like the Blazers have not yet quite started that game, so we'll get you there pretty quickly. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, dribbler, left side. Illy off the mound will field. He takes his time, throws to first, not in time. He took too much time. With a lefty at the plate and a good runner in Glasser, he's able to get on safely at first, beats out an infield single. Still a long way to go for the Indians. But because that out wasn't recorded, Illy's got to give up the baseball. My guess is he's probably hit a pitch count limit here. And so on the 5th hit of the game for Roseburg, a pitching change coming for the South Medford Panthers. Amos Bowers will be due up to bat for the Indians. And we'll see who is facing here in just a moment. We'll go ahead and step away for a 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Third baseman Randy Patrick will take over on the mound for South Medford. Max Illy looks like he will go to third base defensively for the Panthers. Patrick will need just one more out to close it out. It's not a safe situation with a 5-run lead and only one man on base. Amos Bowers will bat, trying to keep the game going. Roseburg needs 5 runs to tie it. A long way to go. They've got one man on base with 2 outs. First pitch was high. Throw down to second base. Running on the play was Glasser. He steals second. Bowers, a 1-0 count. Strike on the corner from Patrick, 1-1. Amos Bowers is 0 for 2 in the game, was hit by a pitch in his second at-bat, the 1-1. He'll lift one out towards center field, playable for Lewis. Now he stumbled, but he will get back to his feet and makes the catch to retire the Indians. A big comeback in the 7th inning for South Medford, and they will get the win as Roseburg will fall in this one at 12-7, the final score, as the teams will meet at home plate. And they will meet again coming up on Saturday, a doubleheader down in Medford. Final score in this one, 12-7. We will take a timeout and come back with all the numbers. Get you ready to go for Blazers basketball when we come back here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg as we wrap things up here. Game 1 of this 3-game series this week, Roseburg and South Medford. The Panthers will still game 1 on the road at 12-7 the final score. Taking a look at the numbers, 12 runs on 13 hits, 3 errors, and 6 men left on base for South Medford. For Roseburg, 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left on base. Max Illy will get the win. 6 2/3 innings. He gives up 7 runs on 5 hits. He walked 4, had 7 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Randy Patrick came in, closed out the game, non-save situation. He pitches a third of an inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Danner Wirtz pitched the game for Roseburg to start. 5 innings. He allowed 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Paxton Burke came in with a 1-run lead, gave it up, but then the Roseburg got it back, and then he ended up giving up 5 more runs in the 7th. He ends up giving up 6 runs on 5 hits in an inning and a third, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Rylan Glasser came in, pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 run on 1 hit, no walks and no strikeouts. It was 1 run in the first for South Medford. Roseburg rallied back, scored 5 in the third. They led it 5-1. South Medford got 3 back in the top of the 4th. Roseburg would get 1 back in the bottom of the 4th. It was 6-4 at that time. South Medford scored in the 5th inning to make it 6-5. They tied it up in the 6th inning with a single run to make it 6-6. Roseburg got the run back in the bottom of the 6th to make it 7-6, but then they give up 6 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Taking a look at offensive numbers for South Medford, Keegan Painter had 3 hits in the game, goes 3 for 4, scores 3 times. Easton Douglas was 1 for 4 in the game with an RBI double. He also had a sac fly to drive in a run. Jake Lewis was 2 for 5 in the game with a pair of singles and scored twice. Jetty Robertson was 1 for 3 in the game with a single and a walk. He scored a run. Dalton Rutgers was 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI single, also had a walk. He scored a run. In fact, everybody in the lineup except for Easton Douglas would score a run in this game. Randy Patrick was 1 for 4, an RBI single, also reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run. Max Illy was 1 for 3 with a 2-run single in the 4th, scored a run there, also got on with a walk and scored a run in the 7th. Colt Johannes was 1 for 4 in the game with a single in the 3rd. He had an RBI fielder's choice in the 7th. And Grady Clark was 2 for 4 in the game out of the 9 spot, drove in 3 runs, also scored a run. On the Roseburg side for the Indians, Fletcher Coleman was 1 for 3 in the game with a single, also had an RBI on a sac fly. Paxton Burke reached base once. He was 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run. Christian Corba goes 1 for 3 with a RBI double, also drove in a run on a sac fly. He got on with an error and scored a run. Danner Wirtz, he walked, had a triple, was intentionally walked, and struck out. So he drove in 2, also scored a run. It was the courtesy runner for him, scoring the run. A.J. Black 0 for 2 with a sac bunt and 2 strikeouts. Dylan Gregory struck out in a pinch hit. Nick Ruiz was 0 for 3 with a walk. Brady Popkin was 0 for 3. Rylan Glasser had an infield single in the 7th in his 1 at-bat. Amos Bowers was 0 for 3 in the game, got hit by a pitch and reached on an error, scored twice. And Mason Young was 1 for 1 in the game with a bunt single, walked twice, scored twice in this one. So that is how it played out here today. We will have game 2 and 3 of the series coming up in a doubleheader on Saturday down at Harry and David Field in Medford. We'll be there to broadcast both of those games for you, starting with pregame at 11:45. Blazers basketball just about to tip off, so we're getting you there just in the nick of time. It's the Blazers and the Spurs, game 5 of that series. It's coming up next here on The Score, an elimination game for the Blazers as they try to keep their season going. That's going to do it for us here at Champion Car Wash Field. Thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here tonight, and thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. Blazers basketball coming up next. We'll have Roseburg baseball back on the air coming up Saturday starting at 11:45. You can catch the action on our live video stream at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel, or you can always find us right here on Douglas County's home for